Okay, it's time to start doing pumpkins. This is such a tedious process, but it's gotta be done. So, here we go. I've stuffed my pumpkin. Turn on a little bit of light. I've stuffed my pumpkin with every kind of paper you can imagine. Even bags, plastic bags, anything. Because in the end, I'm going to take it out. And that's what it is. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this on here. I've already put my stem. I use a toilet paper roll. You're just going to lay it on there randomly. It doesn't matter because you're going to do a bunch of coats. You just want to make sure that you get it down in those grooves right there. And get it down in there. My mixture is a little bit different than other people's mixture. You do what you want. You know, I use a little bit of wood glue because it's waterproof, so that's what I do. Don't go all the way to the bottom of the pumpkin because after a while, well, after this dries, I'm going to go and pull everything out of the bottom and seal it up and do seal up the bottom. That's what I'm going to do. But I put my stem on first, so that's good and secure in there. But it's basically the same glue that everybody's using. I just put wood glue in there too to help waterproof it a little bit. It's not no big deal. Some people put 6 layers, everybody puts a different amount of layer. I mean, you can do 6, you can do 4. I've done 4 before because I used concrete one time. That worked real good. Took a little while to dry, but it did real good. Now I know some of you are like, man, she's all over the place with her stuff. But yeah, I am all over the place with my stuff. Because I like doing all kinds of stuff. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. But I will be putting glass and resin on this after it's painted and done. This is a messy process, but it's got to be done. You see, I don't go all the way to the bottom. Just smooth it down in there. I put mine on a little turntable so it's easy to turn. Don't worry about the gaps and all that. That's not an issue later on. Just lay it on there. Mine's a little bit gritty because, yeah, I have sheetrock mud in mine. So, just helps make it strong from the beginning. And like I said, I pull my paper out, then seal the bottom. But I want to get this first layer on, or I'm probably going to do 3 or 4 layers. Don't worry about the gaps. I made my stuff up last night and then I put it in a bottle so that way I have it. So when I want to get up, I just start working. I do use school glue also. Just plain old white school glue. You can use any kind of glue. It doesn't really matter, just as long as it's going to stick to the plastic. Which on mine it's just a Dollar General bag. So some people put 3 and 4 layers at a time. It's fine. I've been doing these for a couple of years. The first girl I watched was Anna. She was so awesome. But she's not on here no more, so I'm just gonna put this on there. The first one I did was hideous, but the person I gave it to loves it, so what can I say? I'll laugh and say that's because I don't know how good it could have been. Put this one sideways. Just make sure you get it pushed down into those cracks, into the where the lines are, where you pulled it together. I didn't show any of that because there's tons of them out there. This is just me and what I'm doing now. Don't worry about them holes because they're gonna be fine. Nope, let me get some more paper. Takes it a little bit of while to get soft. I mean, seconds to get soft enough to push it down in there. Don't take long. If you want them real deep, then make them real deep. I don't want them real deep. It's a big old piece of paper. And it makes a mess because you sling it everywhere, as you can see. So you need to be prepared for that too, but you know, isn't art always a mess anyways? Couldn't tell you how many shirts I've ruined, this one being one of them. Getting glue or resin. I ain't got it in my hair yet, thank God. Well, I ain't got long enough hair, but let's go over that one. There you go. And then do this one this way. Make sure you get up there on top of where that toilet paper roll is. Don't worry about it being all nice and pretty because we're going to cover up that with leaves and glass and all kind of stuff. Just make sure you get it up in there so it holds that stem on good. I put gloves on because I don't like all that glue up underneath my fingernails. Can't stand it. I've done it all kind of ways, laying it out on the, laying it out on the, I use a puppy pad, a pee pad for everything, so it absorbs whatever's dripping. But I've seen people lay it out, put the glue all over it, then tear it. I mean, everybody does it different. I just find this is easier. Lay it in a little box and put it on. Goes really fast. It's just tedious. Then you gotta sit there and wait for it to dry. Now, some people say, oh, it'll be dry in the morning. Well, mine's never dry in the morning. Maybe if I go put it out in the hot as hell sun out there, it would, but maybe it might dry faster. And I just leave it in here in the kitchen. This is different. I don't do the scary pumpkins. You know, I don't have anything against scary pumpkins. I just don't do scary pumpkins. I do more with glass and resin and that type of stuff, because I love working with glass. It is so unique. You know, you're not gonna walk into your local craft store and do this. I am planning on doing a class. Well, I got a class coming up on the on the 17th. Me and Linda have a class at the garden club that we're going to be doing. She's doing fairy sticks, garden sticks that have the rhinestones and everything on them. That's what she's going to be doing. And then I'm going to be doing some glass and resin art with the ladies. I'm going to show them how to do it. They're so enthusiastic when it comes to doing art projects. They just jump in feet first, which I love. Some of them don't get it, you know, they don't understand what I'm saying. That's fine, because you'll see it when you get there. I have videos showing everybody what to do, and that's fine. If they go look, that's fine. If not, that's fine. But I really want to do one of these petrified pumpkin classes, and I'll have to do all the pumpkins for y'all because it'll take forever for it to dry. I mean, it won't be dry the day we do it. So what I'm probably gonna do is just make the pumpkins ahead of time, and you'll just pay for the pumpkins, and then we'll do whatever you want on them. So if you want to do that, holler at me. My local friends, holler. I already have a few signed up. I can't do too many because I'm not going to be doing 100 pumpkins. If they want to come to the class, they can make their own pumpkins and we can do it, you know. If a couple of them want to get together and make their pumpkins, that's fine. This seems to be nice and thick, which is I am glad for it. I know you're looking at the back of my hands. I should be coming around the front, but sorry. It's two pieces. Yeah, okay. Make sure you cover it good. Because you want it to be pretty wet so it gets its shape really fast. I'm just going to do one around here because I go back and put, you know, pumpkin stems have ridges in them, or I don't know what you call it, but they're not smooth. Pumpkin stems are not smooth, so I'm going to go back and put some on them to make them look like a pumpkin stem. And we're going to be using all kind of colors. I think I'm going to paint the pumpkins orange, and then we're going to go from there. If you want a different color, you know, just tell me, you know, and I'll do a different. I mean, I have just about every color you can imagine. So you're gonna paint that, 'cause that don't take long to dry. Once this is the drying hard forever, waiting for all this to dry. I mean, I remember last year, oh my God, I had one that took probably 3 days to dry. It took forever, but that's okay, you know. Gives me time to do other stuff. So I don't just do the same thing over and over again. I change up my crafts. That way people don't get bored with what I'm doing. You know, they learn what I'm doing, and then I'll start something new. And so therefore they can follow me longer, you know, and learn how to do other stuff, you know. Paper will get wet, but it don't tear. Some people say don't use the shiny paper. I've used the shiny advertisement paper. It don't matter. I get them from the newspaper place. If, like, you know, they're old ones that they're gonna, I don't know what they're gonna do with them. They're just gonna throw them away, I guess. But they'll let me have them. You know, if I'm putting them back to good use. You know, they just let me have them, so they don't mind. You know, newspaper can be used for a lot of things, you know. I used to use it in my flower beds, now I use all my Amazon boxes. Let's get some more up here. You really got to get them stems attached real good. They tend to wobble a little bit, so you really want them attached good. Like I said, if there's gaps, don't worry about it because we're going to cover them to make them look like stems. I store these in my attic outside. I have a big porch with a huge attic up above it. I just store them up there. They're fine. I don't, you know, the resin, my resin art, it does not go up there. And I tell people when they buy that resin art, you store that up underneath your bed. I'll be putting that in the attic with all your other Christmas decorations. That is not a smart thing to do. Smooth it out. I'm hoping with this Gorilla Glue that it's going to really sit up hard. I really want it to sit up hard. Like, you know, the first year I did it, oh my God, I did like 3 or 4 layers, and it was a big learning curve for me because the only person doing this was Anna, you know, and she was from Petrified Pumpkin, the original Petrified Pumpkin Patch. And she was just on YouTube. There was no TikTok back then, I don't think, but what do I know? I'm a boomer. She was on YouTube. I'd watch her every night. She was such a sweet person. So sweet. But she, you know, the world is a mean place. And some people just, they don't come back at you. You know, if you're mean to me, I might say something back to you. I can promise you it's not going to be nice, but I might say something to you. But I might just really laugh at you and just how stupid you are. You know, one of my other ladies I follow, she posts stuff on there, and it's really funny, and it doesn't make her mad. She just can't believe the audacity of people, you know, which we all know people are just nuts. You know, I would never say stuff like that to somebody, ever. I was raised different, you know. My daddy said, if you ain't got nothing that's nice to say, you don't say nothing at all, you know. And one of my phrases is, not my sin, not my problem, you know. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna down somebody else. I'm sure I could find some bullshit in their life I'd like to talk about. I'm sure I could. Give me about 5 seconds. I've dealt with the public for 42 years. I don't put up with too much crap. You know, if you got a big enough mouth to discuss it, you better have a big enough heart to take it back when it's handed back to you. might speed this up a little bit, but I might not. Might just do it the whole time. Keep being bugged about doing a live. You know, the only thing I don't like about lives is they don't, I think, my son corrected me the other night, and he's like, Mother, no, they do stay live. They stay on there. So, maybe so. I don't know, you know. I don't know. Maybe they do stay on there. Tell me if they do. I don't know. I know I did a live one time of baking bread with Kathy. And I think it's still on there. And I used a cup of white glue and then a cup of Gorilla Glue. I'm not Gorilla Glue. Did I say Gorilla Glue the whole time? That wood glue. I said wood glue. I used the wood glue. Oh, yellow goofy stuff. That's what I used. So it should be, I'm thinking it's going to be fine. It's going to be waterproof and everything. So, because they're not waterproof when we're done if we're just using school glue. And when you store it, if you live in a humid environment, it is going to affect that pumpkin. Because I have some where the top has actually sunk down over the years, you know, because of the moisture. It still gets to it. Gets it from the inside, I guess. One year I did them, and then all I did was just put a watered down sheetrock mud and put it on there. No paper, no nothing, just sheetrock mud. That worked okay, but you people that know what sheetrock mud does, well, yeah, it started cracking, but it was okay. I fixed it. I just, while it was cracking, I just didn't know. There's old Reinhardt, gotta be barking at everybody. Just gotta work it out while you're doing it. Mine aren't real smooth. They're more, I would say, organic, you know. And that's fine. That's fine. That's what I like. I don't like all neat and, like Oprah says, neat and matchy poo-poo. I don't, I just don't, you know. Because I like when you look at something, you have to look at it more than once. Like going to a garage sale, you pass through the first time, or a thrift store, you pass through the first time, you didn't see nothing, and you're like, I didn't see nothing. So then you gotta go back and go through it again, and that's when you find stuff. You know, you're just like, you're too rushed, you know. I'm always rushed, and there's no reason to be rushed. I just am. When I start something, I like dive in, you know. Then I start swimming, you know. It's kind of how it works. When I first started working with resin and epoxy, oh my God, it was so bad. So bad. I don't do the epoxy anymore because the AB epoxy, I'm gonna call it. I couldn't get it to dry, so I'm like done with that. You know, I have no patience with that. I don't have. I mean, I have patience, you know, I have patience with my little brother, and I got patience with, you know, that type of stuff, you know, but the older you get, the less patience I'm gonna have. But, you know, if you're a learning person, and we're working on something, yeah, I got patience. Yeah, until you learn it. And once you learn it, turn you loose and let you go. And I love to see what people do. You know, I love to see what people come up with. It's almost, I mean, it's an honor. I mean, it's so cool to teach somebody something, then they turn around and do it. And they're so proud of it. I'm so proud of it, you know, because they got, you know, it's another thing in their life to make them happy. You know, anything in your life to make you happy. We have lots of things that make us unhappy, you know. I certainly do. You know, I have things in my life that are not what I intended my life to go. You know, whoever expected you have to bury your child, you know. But I know God put me on that path for a reason, and it's, I don't like it. No, I can't say I don't like that. Can't say that, because it's what the Lord wants us to do, me and my husband. But that's just, we have gotten a whole new insight on his lifestyle and how to have patience with people. It hurts. It hurts tremendously when you see people fall and try to get back up and fall again. It just hurts. You wish you could take it. You know, you wish you could take it, and you do it. Take the pain, the addiction, the whatever they're feeling, whatever it is. You wish you could take it and then kick the devil in the mouth, you know. There's a reason they're addicted, you know. There's a reason. Sometimes I think if you don't have faith, you're going to have a harder time. You know, some of the, I would laugh and tell Bob, some of the meanest people I ever met are people in recovery. You know, they're hard, but they have to be, you know. They're hard, they're tough. Like I don't mean it like this, but like an ex-prisoner. Man, they've been through some stuff, so they're hard. And I'm rambling. But more to learn while you're here. You know, I don't want to go out there and tell you what all you're doing wrong as a person. That's just not my calling. Everybody's called to preach. I didn't say preach the gospel. I didn't say I wasn't going to preach the gospel. I just said I'm not going to point out somebody's problem or somebody's sin or whatever and then dog them about it. That's just not me. It's just not me. I accept everybody the way they are. As long as you're nice and kind, I'll accept the way you are. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be a mess. Probably hear the TV in the background. Should have turned that blooming thing off. Oh, I like the way that laid over the top. That was good. Sorry. If I wasn't a boomer, I could figure out how to put that behind me and work, but I'm not. Or hey, us boomers are doing good to even get this stuff done. I learned the other day how to voice over a video. I was all excited about that. You know, sometimes it don't take much to make you happy. Getting a pretty good amount on here. It just takes a while to dry. As you can see how wet it is. It is soaking wet. It's just about the point where it's dripping, and it is, you know. But that's okay. You peel right off that doggy pad. I use that thing. I use them all the time. Bought them when we had puppies. That was 4 years ago. I mean, I bought a whole big old bag of them, like 300. And of course we went through them, and I love them. I love them for everything. We even use them when we're cutting up watermelons. You know, how crazy is that? Because it just absorbs all the juice and don't run off all over the place, and we just throw it away. Got big ones and little ones. Works great if you're using it for pumpkin. Watermelon. So tell me where you're from. Tell me how you found me. I know this ain't live, but you can still tell me how you found me, how you know me. Did you like my stuff? Did you not like my stuff? Do I talk too much? Do I not talk enough? Well, I know the answer to that. I always got in trouble for school for talking too much. Miss Kraft, all my teachers, but Miss Kraft. I met her when I was older. Again, she started coming into the bakery I worked at, and then she was came in and she was a customer at the salon where I worked after I did bakery and high-end clothes sales and all that. You can pick it up, it ain't gonna hurt it. She came back into, it was so nice having conversations with your teachers, you know, and they love it. I know them teachers love it when they see us. You know, they love seeing their students again, you know, as they've gotten older. They love it. Get it close to the bottom as I can, because I really want it to go down a little bit, you know, so when I dry it, I won't have too much to cover. Once it's dry, I'm going to pull all the junk out, and then I'll cover the bottom. I'll cut the strings and all that, then I'll put it on there, you know. I'm probably going to wash my hands and put this on parchment paper so that it won't stick to the puppy pad. You see how it's gapped right there? I am not worried about that at all. See how it's gapped? That's not going to bother me. I'll show you how we're going to do that. Just go right over it like that. It'll be fine. It's just going to dry hard. Then we're going to paint. We got it all okay. This is like a melted caramel ice cream or something. It's about that consistency. Y'all can see. If you put it on parchment paper, it won't stick. You know, it'll just peel right off. This parchment paper is Teflon paper, same thing. It's just got Teflon on it. It's what I understood it to be, you know, 10 years ago. Okay, we're going to turn it around and get this side over here. So you can see it's already drying. It's setting up pretty good. Some pieces are flaking off. Okay. I'm not doing this outside because it's just too blooming hot. It is so hot. The last couple of days were actually pretty decent, but no, today it feels like 100 degrees, so I am not in the mood for that. It is 100 degrees, but it feels hotter. The last couple of days it wasn't too bad. What is that? coming off with my fingers. You can also cover this pumpkin with concrete. You know, you can buy the ready mix concrete, thin set, whatever, and you can just cover the plastic bag with that. You know, I've done that before. That works. You know, just get it a little more liquidy and liquidy, is that a word? Just get it more liquidy and put it on. I'm gonna fold this one in half because I want it thick right here. There we go. I see this stuff all over the floor over there. I'm splattering it with my fingers. I had glass on the floor. I had to dig red glass out of my kid's foot one time because he breaking glass and he somehow got into it. It's not his fault. It was mine. I was breaking a really pretty purple plate the other day, just cutting all the edges off, and when I got to the middle and snipped towards the middle of the plate, it was tempered glass, and that stuff went everywhere. It scared the crap out of me because it literally just exploded. And I mean, he gave me the look of like I used to give him when he was little. He gave me that look, and I just started laughing. I mean, what you gonna do? I told him, I said, just sit there, don't get up, just stay right there. You know, I don't even know if he had shoes on. I know I didn't. Just pick it all off and get a rag and wipe it up. And get your wet rag and wipe it up. Not a rag, a paper towel. And wipe it up. And what you gonna do? It really scared the crap out of us. He hates to be scared, startled, whatever. Oh, but he'll do that to you, but he does not like it when you do it back to him. He is not a happy camper. And I don't care. You know, if you're gonna scare me, I'm gonna scare you. My brother used to do that all the time. I lived in a very old house, but a very big house. It was like 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a formal living room, a formal dining room, a big kitchen. There was 10 of us, you know, 8 kids and mom and dad. And so we had a big house, and he used to wait around the corners and scare the crap out of us. He used to throw spiders at us. But that's okay, because he's old now, and I get back at him. I can run faster than he can. I'm making a mess with that. Let's make sure everything's down a little bit. We're getting pretty close. I know the bottom, it doesn't have, it's already hard. I know the bottom doesn't have a whole lot right now. I'm feeling, I feel some spots right there. Getting kind of dark outside. I hope we get some rain. The garden is not, our garden is just struggling. We've been having trouble with our garden.
My dad could grow anything. I can grow any kind of flower. My whole yard's full of blooming flowers. But vegetables? No. Not my thing. I'm trying. Well, if the zombie apocalypse comes, we're gonna be starving, I can tell you that right now. I don't really believe in zombies. I'm sure they know that. And if you believe in zombies, that's fine. That is the glue, I guess the wood glue that's making that funny. Oh, it's like a spider web kind of. Okay. I am not gonna do, it's all the way, let me put one there. Wrinkles, who cares? Let it wrinkle. See how much I'm leaving at the bottom? I'm going to go ahead and cover as much of that as I can, but I really don't want it to stick bad, but you can just come across, what you can do is come across with some tape, tape that on there, and then attach it to the top of the tape, and you'll be fine. I'm going to double that. Get this over with quick. Yeah, let's do it like that. I follow a lot of people on YouTube. A lot. I hardly even watch regular TV.